So let us just start. Okay. This is writing. This is a writing paper. I'll send this to you. I want you to look at. Let's start taking them one by one. Remember what I told you about the first question if it begins a paragraph. I mean, the first question in a passage. If you find this number in the middle, what should you do?
You should read from the beginning.
So let's go. Road trips are popular among American families on vacation. No matter the final destination, travelers make many stops along the way for food and gasoline. In 1969, a salesman for Shell Oil, Dan Elvins, saw the growing popularity of road trips and launched a roadside restaurant and gift store in the hopes of increasing gasoline sales. The first cracker barrel was conveniently located near interstate. Now, please, is the man's name Dan Evans?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, it is.
We have to confirm. Look at it. Okay. Okay, if the man's name is Dan Elvis, now look at 23. In 1969, a salesman for Shell Oil, Dan Evans, saw, which option do you think is correct?
I think it's no change.
It's no change. Actually, now, this is the confusing part. After studying this, they actually said, that's 23, right?
Yeah.
23, they said A, which is very correct. Right?
Yes, sir.
23, A, no change. Then Elvis, very correct. Saw the growing popularity, blah, 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 blah. Okay, now look at this. Okay, no, you should continue. Read the first paragraph. The first, okay, let's look at 24 then. The restaurant was successful, and by 1977, the company had expanded to 13 locations in the southern United States. Now, look at 24 now. The restaurant was successful. Which one do you think?
I think it's B.
B, successful. And this guy, you're making me proud today. 20 what now?
I think that's 24, 22.
24, they said A, but let's look at it. They said no change. The restaurant was successful, comma, and by 1997, comma, the company, you see, they separated this.
Oh, I thought that was a full stop.
Yeah, like I said, some of the printings are kind of faint, but don't worry. Next time, I think next time what we'll do is to find out if it's a full stop or a comma. What you are doing for the SAT, is it paper-based or computer?
It's paper-based.
Are you sure? Because I had a candidate that sat the exam last week. Okay, it's paper-based. It's paper-based. Now, 25. Now, look at this. You see, the company expanded to 13 locations in the southern United States. It included on-site gasoline stations, and like the original store were located. Now, look at 25. Now, get the concept before you attempt the question.
I think it's no change.
For 20 what, 5?
Yeah.
Now, look at this. You see, the restaurant was successful, and by 1977, the company had expanded to 13 locations. Did you get that? 13 locations in the southern United States. So should it still be it? You're talking about this company. Did you get that now?
Yeah.
So which of them?
But we don't know if it's many or much.
No, when you say much not countable, many is countable.
Yes, I think it's many of these.
So 25 is what? B.
Yes.
Did you see that? Many. Countable. Did you get that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, much water. You cannot say many water. So you use many when you can count, and you use much when you cannot count. Where did we stop? I hope you're taking note of all these. Okay, now
Yeah.
it included on-site stations, and like the original store, were located near interstate highways. Each location also included a gift store stocked with 26. Now listen to this, 26 now. Each location also included a gift store stocked with toys, novelty items, baking mixes, country music tapes, and classic television recordings. Look at 26. What do you think we should do there?
I think they should leave it as a comma.
So no change, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you go to 26, you find that you are correct. To me, it makes sense. Did you see the A? 26, right? A. So 26, A, no change. Everything, because this is a different item from this. So now, in 1981, Cracker Barrel became a publicly traded company and continued to grow. They're reaching, now look at this 24. Let's see if there's any other thing. Okay, nothing. They are reaching 50 locations. Now look at this 27. See what you can add to, there will be no change. To complete this sentence, they are reaching 50 locations. Let's see if I can type. Okay, 50 locations. So that's the complete. Let me confirm. Yeah, 50 locations by 1987. So you do not have anything to worry about now. Good. So look at this 27 and tell me what you should add, what you should remove, or if we should just leave it like that. In 1981, Cracker Barrel became a publicly traded company and continued to grow. They are reaching 50 locations by 1987. Let's go.
I think it's no change.
Look harder. Is this correct? They are reaching. Is that grammatically correct? They are reaching.
So,
is it correct?
I don't think so.
Yes, so it cannot be no change. So look at it very well. They continue to grow. Okay. In 1981, Cracker Barrel became a publicly traded company.
The next one that I think is correct is option C. But don't we already know that they have already reached 50 locations?
Yeah, in 1981, they became, yes, they already have 50 locations. In 1981, they continued to grow, and in 1987, they had 50 locations. Now, look at this. They continue to grow, comma, right? Now, when you say they are reaching 50 locations, that's not English. If I ask you to remove they are reaching, which one should you remove?
Yeah.
Good. So it will now become reaching 50 locations. Okay? Now, if you want to say they reached 50 locations, which is option C, there should be a semicolon here to show that you're talking about, you divided this thing into two independent clauses. Okay? Now, in option D, where they added a semicolon, this English is not correct. They're reaching 50 locations, option D. Does it make sense? Let me see if I can type. they're reaching 50 locations. 50 locations here, reaching 50. Now, if you look at this three, okay, let me explain further. They continue to grow, comma. Now, if you say, comma, they reached 50 locations, then there should be no comma here. There should be a semicolon, showing that these two independent clauses are separate and only joined by the semicolon. That's one of the functions of semicolons. Then, if you use semicolon now, they're reaching 50 locations. Option D, is this English correct? They're reaching in 50 locations.
No.
Now, which one? This one is grammatically wrong. This one is wrong with the punctuations, okay? The possible answer here is B. Continue to grow, reaching 50 locations. Now, let's find out. 27. It's 27B. Now, the information after the punctuation mark is a participial phrase, which is indicated by its. The only choice that correctly begins the phrase is B. Okay, C is incorrect because two independent clauses should be separated by both a comma and a conjugative conjunction. Okay, that was what I just explained. Let me go back. Let's go back to that for 27. Okay. If you want to separate this particular one, you use a semicolon. If here, they separated it very well, but this is not English. They're reaching 50 locations, okay? This one has to do with that passage development. You have to read and find out where to replace, okay? Now, you have to do lots of practice. What we're doing today is usually, what we'll be doing from today is usually show you the guide. We've entered the stage of practice, corrections, practice. You know what I'm trying to say. So let's start with this once more. The reading, you know, you have 52 questions, 65 minutes. You have 5 passages to read. The 5 passages will be taken from these 4 broad areas: science, literature, history, and social sciences. Even this passage here is taken from history. Okay, this particular passage from writing is taken from history. The hunger for nostalgia, a restaurant's fascination with classical Americana. Okay, so from the 5 passages, the 2 passages will fall under a particular area here. Now, these are the types of questions. The summary, let me see if I can open this. I hope this is reading. Good, this is reading. Now, usually some questions, let's say the first question, they will just ask you something about perhaps the first part, everything about the passage. They say the main purpose of the passage is to. Now, that's the summary question. Either they want to know what happened in the whole passage or in one paragraph. The second one, you look for synonyms. Most nearly means. The third one, you look for context evidence. That they usually come in pairs. Then the second one is based on the knowledge, the explicit meanings from the passage. These are the 4 areas that will test you. Now, SAT, the reading passages are not designed for you to read at a normal pace. They are actually designed to test your ability to read quickly and with focus. So, how do you speed things up to save time? How do you read 5 passages within the short time, maintain the speed, and read and answer all the questions within that time? The first thing you do, read the first paragraph. So when I give you something like this, the first thing you do is to make sure you read this first paragraph. Good. So that's from 1 to 20. At last, old widow Lau was done haggling with the driver. Okay, so you know this has to do with social society. Read the first paragraph. Then read the first sentence of each following paragraphs. When you're done reading 1 to 20, you now come here, you read the first sentence, I try to notice, you stop, you move to the next paragraph. The first sentences are usually what we call topic sentences. They kind of summarize the remaining parts of the paragraphs. So when you read the first paragraph, you have an idea. Remember, you have already read the first paragraph. So after doing that, then you start attempting the questions. The questions about summary of the passage, or just keep those ones aside, answer them, let them be the last questions you attempt. So you attempt the question and answer evidence-based type. I will show you this one, they come in pairs. Good, look at it, look at 4 and 5, they usually come in pairs. I believe you can still see my screen, Mikhail.
Yes, I can.
Now, number 4, it can most be reasonably inferred from the passage that old widow Lau's reluctance to stay for tea is, once you give your reason here, you now go to the passage to just quote where you found it. So you see, this is easy. Once you get this answer right, you will definitely get this other answer right. So you answer those questions, then you answer the synonyms. Most nearly means those questions. Remember, the theme of the passage, the idea of the passage, the summary of the passage, you've not answered them yet. So after answering the content base, now look at this one. It says, as used in line 59, matches most nearly means, now let's look at line 59. Okay, what is in my heart that matches my mind? So matches, fits, corresponds. I think it's corresponds, right? That matches my heart. Though I've not read the full passage, but it's, to me, looking like that 9 would go with matches. But if I'm not sure, just know, because I've not read the passage. Number 9 is B. Is that matches? Okay, corresponds with. Yeah, that is it. Corresponds with. So you say it's correct. Here, you don't need to read the full passage to have an idea. So corresponds with. Now, after doing that, you can now attempt the summary questions. By the time you attempt the questions based on knowledge from the passage, the synonyms, and the evidence, you will understand that by that time, the questions from summary would be few. They are usually 2 or 3. Okay, so by the time you answer all these, like this is based on the passage, yeah, you understand that the questions are now few, the questions left. Okay, so the contents and the evidence-based, that one will help you because you will actually get 2 answers. This is example of the content and evidence-based. Once you get this question 7 correctly, you come down to question 8 and you look for the lines that actually match your answer in question 7. Now, the most nearly mean, the vocabulary, sorry. These ones are actually easy. You don't need to read the whole passage to get that. It says, now look for the vocab, the synonyms in context questions. These are the ones where it's like synonyms. As used in line 21, common most nearly means, okay? Then these are the explicit questions where you say after Ken Dial had his aha moment, so by the time you read the passage, you get this answer. The graph questions, now there's something about the graph questions. They usually give 1 or 2, and they are actually not about the passage. Let me see if I can give you that. Yeah, like this one. They might give you questions, and this thing might not even be about the passage. Just, they might not even ask you anything about on the graph. So once you see the graph, do not panic, okay? So finally, go through your answers. Make sure you do not leave anything blank. Make sure you do not leave anything blank, okay? So I'm going to send you this, tests. This is, okay. This is test 9, good. I'm going to send you this, okay? What I want you to do is to use this pattern where you read the paragraph first, then you read the first sentence, the topic sentences of each paragraph. Then you attempt the paired command of evidence questions, the context and evidence questions. Then you look for the synonyms before you answer the summary last. Okay, summarize the passage, the theme of the passage. By the time you do all that, it will help you save time. Okay, so let me send this to you right now so that you can attempt the questions and we'll discuss it. Now, I think this is what you need. The next 2 classes should be practice. I'm going to get some questions and put them on quizzes for you to attempt. That one will be better because it will help you manage your time. Mikhail, I hope you're still there. It will help you manage your time.
Yes, I'm still here.
Yeah, I'm going to give you that. It will help you manage your time because SAT is about timing. If you're able to finish your questions, to finish everything before that time, there's a possibility that you will score between 1,003 and 1,500. Okay, so let me send this to you. It's all about practice. It's not about talking right now. I want you to attempt questions 1 to, let's see. Okay, questions 1 to 42. Okay, questions 1 to 42. I will send you this. Make an attempt. You can send your answers back. Then I'm always here on WhatsApp. We can chat. Is that okay? Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Good. So no more talking. Let's get down to business.